Okay, guys, take number 2. A rescue who had been adopted through Storm's Angel's Rescue came back, and we adopted him, and he tends to bark a lot. One of the many reasons why I believe I could be part of any of your clubs and such. Here are other reasons why I could be part of many of your clubs. Because I write, I journal sometimes, and I write a lot. Kind of like the guy in Basketball Diaries. Major. Anyway, I read sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I write sci-fi. I am a biological cyborg. I'm a biological robot. Look at this. So, I paint miniatures. I've got books and techniques. If you have any questions, I'm still new to it, but I have done some work. I took a 2-year break, but let's not talk about that right now. Warhammer 40k, Warhammer. Wow, check out this rule book. Outdated every 2 years. I like electronics. Never really built too many things because I go on to the next project. Excuse me one moment, please. Major, we're trying to have a sophisticated talk with the people of YouTube. Anyway, we have Where the Wizards Stay Up Late. Sometimes I read. I used to read a lot more, even if I didn't understand it. Because my mother-in-law, another reason, because my mother-in-law makes vegan cashew brittle. I've self-published several books. That's supposed to be me on a tree, touching my friend's arm. We're doing a little skit here. He's supposed to be doing a scene from Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness, where he puts his hand up in the air, but it doesn't have a hand. Sorry. He doesn't have a hand. Sorry, Ash. Let me read one poem that might make sense. Written 9/15/07, September 15th, 2007. Edgar, my buddy, my pal, gone, but not forgotten. He who wedded within his family, this small frail man who is indeed mad as Luther, or shall I reverse the roles and relinquish it as Luther as mad as my dear friend Edgar? He has known his cousin for a lifetime and he wed her. Was their love true and her sudden death? So young, so pure, I should collect dates of correlations between internal struggles and stories written. So this needs, sorry camera, this needs kind of reworded. Basically, it sounds like I'm saying, hey, let's look at his work compared to his life and his romance and what's going on. Ooh, I've got a lot here. I tried to get this in the library, but if you need to know anything, I'll be happy to answer any questions. But it just wasn't ready. Just wasn't professional enough. Because of Daredevil. Comic books. The Daredevil. I love comic books. Look at this. What's better than comic books? The ads in the comic books. Like this one for Frogger by Parker Brothers. Released for the Intellivision, the Atari 2600 VCS, Texas Instruments 99/4A, Commodore VIC-20, Commodore 64, Atari Home Computers, Atari 5200, and the ColecoVision. Because I like Resident Evil and I like to read. Because I like Shadowrun and I like to read. Never trust an elf. Because I like the original Star Wars books that had written down all the movies and done it correctly and done it right. And I totally was like, yay, let's go. but it was sold to Disney. Because I read books like The Return of the Jedi and note some differences between the movie, the script, and what came out. Because I'm a huge Tron fan. Tron Legacy, Out of the Dark. I'm sorry, Cindy Morgan. One thing I noticed now was how Laura was absent from Tron Legacy. Now, I don't really like how the Tron Legacy Killer App 2.0 went with Mithria and stuff, but I did like some of those ideas. I wish I could have incorporated that into Tron Legacy. Like, what if Kevin Flynn's child and Alan and Laura Bradley's child, like, actually hung out and did stuff, you know? Like, what if they were both programmers? What if they both went into the grid? And all that great opportunity was missed thanks to Disney. Also, because I met Bruce Campbell, I've got a photo with Bruce Campbell. I got a signed book. Also, because love music, big Doors fan. Here we got Jim and Pam. Because I like scary stuff, and I've been scared to death my whole life, and sometimes I think I am H.P. Lovecraft. Cthulhu. Scary stories to tell in the dark, because I've been through the doors of perception. I've read some of Jim Morrison's work. I'm into Dungeons and Dragons. I've never read this book, but mythology and the Middle Ages and mythology has a real big influence on me, because I'm a Doors fan. I'm not a Jim Morrison fan. I'm actually a fan of the whole band and all their work. Yeah, if they didn't come together, and probably because we can all hang out together, because we probably might all have seen this Star Wars book or own a copy of it. And real quick, just off a side note, I'd like to be a reporter. So what I've noticed recently in the radio and the news is commercials telling me that I should visit Vermont. I just got one on Tubi yesterday that said I should visit Michigan. I don't want to talk about the last 2 years I've lost in this video, but it seems I'm coming back. And now look at this, Kohl's. They're doing gift certificates already. I got the Myers toy ad. And what I want to point out, besides no prices, except you got to use your smartphones and stuff for the QR codes to get more information. What I noticed, and it's like really freaking out, man. Let me see if I can find it. One thing I noticed in here that it really like softened my heart. And what's up with all these toys? They have all these toys, and they're saying there's not going to be any Christmas for these kids, but they have all these toys. I just went through Walmart a couple weeks ago, and I was like, look at all these extra toys they have for kids. Stop getting all these maxed out digital devices when your kid should just be walking around with a Beanie Baby watching some cartoon show on Tubi. Here it is. He-Man figures are back, and I'm going to buy them. 1983 toys are now being resold like their 1983 releases in 2021. And check out this Burger King ad. To me, this almost looks like 80s, maybe even 70s. 80s. I know you guys are probably used to this, but this means a lot to me. After the last 2 years I've lost, check this out. Thanks for joining me. Take care, be safe.